Hello, hello.
Hello.
I just had a thought. I'm so glad that I set up all of these little different themes so that I literally forgot that I had an intro for this. Like, okay, whatever. Shay is here and muted because she's finishing the last 10% of the book. So she will join us in conversation when she's done. Alrighty. So I know we've had a very brief chat, but how's everyone doing? And when did you finish the book?
The day after it came out.
Yes.
And
you were on it, Heather.
I did it for 2 days, which was kind of stretched out for me. That's the But yeah, I read it then. Obviously loved it, so and doing well.
I read it at the end of January, but I binged the whole series in the new year. I started book 6. No, I started book 5 because I picked back up where I had left off because I never finished it. And I was like, I don't remember what happened. And I was like, I'll start book 5 over. And I was like, why don't I just start? So then I read them all back to back. And then it was a good time. It was a great choice. It was good start to January.
It flows really well back to back too.
The only time I had to take a break was after book 5. I started book 6, and at the opening of book 6 opens in a not great way. Not good things happen, and I was like, I'm stressed. I'm gonna take a break. So I read one other book and then went back and finished book 6.
Book 6 ended up not being as stressful as I thought it might be,
especially at the opening. Because I started the opening, I was like, oh man,
I don't know.
Yeah, like the opening was probably the biggest stressor.
Yeah,
in the book,
especially coming off of book 5, where the end of 5 was super stressful, and so it was the end of 5 into book 6. I was like, I need a second.
Yeah,
but then the rest was totally fine.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Jen in this book?
It's interesting.
I still love
it's Jin. I have to pop in. I will die on the hill that I love Jin and will protect him at all costs. But he's going through a lot in this book. Absolutely. Yeah. And I have more thoughts, but I need to finish, so I will be back.
Yeah, it's okay.
I do like
you're listening to us. You're supposed to focus.
I do like the juxtaposition of him being physically a child and mentally an adult. That's a fun play.
Just everyone's reaction. The people who know him know him, and everyone else has no concept.
Yeah. Or even the little things where it's he's trying to walk around the planet and he's like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because he's a child. It's 11-year-olds can only walk around for so long before they're exhausted.
His shield telling Kira hey, he needs to sleep.
Yeah.
He cannot be doing this.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just think about how many decades they've been working together at this point. So, and she's kind of raised a child, but not really day to day being responsible for them. So it's understandable.
The shield even said Jin doesn't even know that he needs the rest because in his mind he's I don't need that.
Yeah.
Well, he never grew up in a body.
Yeah.
Not that he can remember.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that he's still up to his usual tricks and creating things to protect other people and monitor them. And
I feel like it didn't quite reach the comedic levels that I expected for that setup, but that was just what I expected. It's not necessarily what it had to be, so it wasn't disappointing. It just wasn't what I thought necessarily we were going to be getting, but
I don't think it does, because I think that there's a bigger toll on him creating them now than there was when he wasn't in a human body.
Yeah. Well, and also, I have mentioned before, I think it's kind of horrific to be an adult trapped in a child's body. So I can understand why we didn't I don't know, have a lot of jokes and stuff in it. But
Yeah.
I do like too that it's not only Kira taking him seriously in this body. And it was fun to see, when he's with people who have no knowledge of him whatsoever and just see a child and how he is leaning into that. And then also when he's surrounded by like the Emperor's people and stuff, they are taking him more seriously than I thought they might.
Yeah.
So I like that.
There's still the element of him knowing how to use that to his advantage in certain situations. He's still misjudging it for himself when he needs to rest, but he's like when it counts, he's able to use it. Use people's misunderstandings to.
Yeah, to like get in the room and stuff with like the Jace's group or whatever. And he's like, no.
I suspect when he fully works out how to wield that in its entirety, that's just going to be an absolute nightmare for everyone involved.
It's going to be very interesting to see him continue throughout the rest of the series. The series that we truly have no idea how long it's supposed to be, but
since she changed her mind.
I don't know. I don't know what to expect. But I feel like we're very close to the end, though. I can tell you that.
Well, I thought she said originally it was 7 books, and then she was like, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think we're at 7 books.
Yeah.
There's just so
much going on.
Yeah. I don't know how. Yeah. I don't think you could wrap it up in 1 more book.
I'm going to need like 12 books. I can tell you that right now.
That's what I think too. I hope she does it.
I will accept any and all books at this point.
100%.
Yeah. I want the side quests. Give me it all. Okay.
Yes.
What is the relationship between Talon and what's his face?
Finn.
Finn?
Yeah. Are they just friends?
I think so.
I would love for them to be more than friends, and I would not be upset at that situation. But if they're just friends, I'll accept it and be fine.
I think they're more brotherhood.
I get the impression that there's like more to their relationship, but I couldn't tell. I was like, is it just like because they served the same sword before that their relationship is so deep?
That's what I think.
I think I have to go back to the first scene where they go to Talon's bar and reread that.
Well, I just did. And like, it's kind of just like, oh, I can tell that Finn wants to spend time with him. And so that's it. And I was like, wait.
I feel like it's just brotherhood. I feel like I haven't gotten a smidge of romantic anything from Finn for
it's not that I got like romantic. I just want to know what they're like I said, I get the impression that the relationship is deeper than
I feel like it's her and Ryder. That's what I feel like. I feel like
we don't get any time with them together, but it's like hinted at.
We don't get
they are
anything.
I told you I want their side quest.
That's what I want. I want their history.
I mean, it would be very.
I mean, I'd accept any and all Finn side quests because he's still one of my favorites. But yeah, it's interesting, and I think part of it possibly is because aside from Graydon, Talon's probably the only person who hasn't treated Finn like he was an outcast since he came back.
Yeah,
as well.
I agree.
Whereas everyone else was initially quite wary of Finn, and even we still get characters who are making comment on his past.
But shouldn't most of the I can't think of my words, but most of the reason why they wouldn't be a fan of Finn wouldn't that also apply to Talon?
Yeah, I was gonna say because Talon was a shield for someone that died. So
the same one. They were the same one, right? Or no, they were.
Yeah, it was both her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I'm wondering whether because
Finn had that girl too.
Yeah, but they just like separated.
Yeah, but it was dishonorable.
Yeah.
And then her dad was his second chance?
First. Her dad was first.
And
Talon and Finn were both the shield for her dad, and then he died.
Yeah.
And so Finn went and joined up with that woman that he was like, I should have never joined up with her.
So that would explain why he is, or that is explained why he has more of a stigma around him.
Yeah.
Ellen.
But also didn't tell him to stick around with the society, and he opened his bar and he was present.
Yeah.
So he was probably around people more, whereas Finn wasn't for a period of time.
Yeah.
And Finn's also didn't he like leave the house for his second sword, which was like
Yeah.
I was just trying to remember it all, really.
Yeah. It's only because I like I said, just because I just binged it all. It's all
perfect. What a great choice you made for the live show, because we can just
It's like, oh gosh, do I need to go back and reread everything from the start? Oh, what a shame.
No.
Oh no.
10 out of 10 recommend.
So, the thing that I did like about this book was that it finally we started having the conversation about Graydon's loyalties and how it's perceived by outsiders, because I've been waiting for that to happen.
Yeah.
And also waiting for him to be called on it.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah.
an obvious issue from like the first book.
Yeah.
But he's
I
kind
feel like this is the first time they're like everyone is like back on the like home planet. And so I feel like that's why it's finally getting brought up, is because for a while people were kind of like spread out and like concerned with other things. And all of a sudden everyone was back.
Yeah. Especially since the house was, well, people were trying to frame the house for starting the war as well, which calls into his question of his house loyalty, even though he's
like
no longer technically part of the house.
Yeah.
He is,
so
but
like
he's
not only her, but also the house and also Torvald.
And also the Overlord's wife, Jin's
I was just gonna say, or the Overlord's wife or the Emperor's wife?
Sorry, the Emperor's.
That's not the
no.
The Emperor's non-wife.
I was gonna say too. I'm really glad we got the explanation.
Yeah.
And I'm glad there was an explanation.
The like priest lady is one of my least favorite.
I didn't want to say anything.
I hate her. I hate her so much.
Like, I don't know where Shay's at, and I don't know where she like exits the plot. But
I hate her.
Kill her. Like, she's the worst.
Here's the question. Did anyone in the book like her?
No, but also like, and she wasn't even on page all that much, but still, I was like, gag me with a rusty fork. Like, take me out. I don't want to spend time.
And even Jarek, like trying, like I still hated him too. Like he wasn't as bad, but I still hate him.
100%. And that is like my least favorite type of character. You have like a corrupt religious system and also holier than thou, and also like clearly causing harm, and also in direct like nasty opposition to my character. I hate that type of character.
Not a commentary on reality at all.
Oh, they're the worst. I do not like a zealot. I don't ever.
No.
But I do love that on page they call him a zealot.
Yeah,
I know.
That brings me a lot of joy.
Like, yes, I like that we're all together on this, but I would still rather he was in a prison somewhere and we weren't having to.
Yeah.
If we could just kill them all off, that'd be great.
Like lines that she stepped over, and Kira having once again like cuffs for her powers.
I was going to say, for everyone expressing outrage over that having happened to her, none of them did anything about it.
That's what I was like. Graydon was the only one that was like, hey, let's try and break this. I was like, literally nobody else.
Like, and everyone else was angry and upset and did nothing.
Well,
they didn't tell anyone who would.
I think where it's like the system did it, and you're like, well, that wasn't fair, but also you can't just undo the system. Like, you kind of need to do the appeals in court or whatever, and go through. And I'm like, forget that.
But also the fact that they put whatever it was in her head, and that
ridiculous.
I also got the impression though that not one person wasn't able to just like take the cuff off. You know what I mean? And so I think that was part of it, is like, I don't think just like somebody could just be like, oh, there it goes. Like, it's off now.
Yeah, because Graydon was trying and was like,
Yeah.
wasn't there like something about pain and stuff? Like they had to like work around it so that it didn't like ease it into it.
Yeah. They had to like flood it with power or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just another interesting use of their magic.
What did you guys think about the Wanderers and their whole community, and then the attack and like the whole thing on that world? What do you guys think about it? And did you think what's his face was dead?
I never thought that he was dead. But I did like how she never made it super obvious who was on whose side. Like, I feel like that was really well done, because I think it was like a hard line to walk, like, so that it wasn't like super obvious, but not like
it wasn't.
At the end, we're like, well, that is
acting shady again.
Yeah.
I wonder who it is. Yeah. I wish the characters would figure it out. It really wasn't like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't so absurd either. So, and I think she did a really good job, because like, what does she call him? Like Roddy or Roderick? Because like he had his own side mission type thing. So it was like everyone was acting kind of shady. So it played nicely into this like who's
and you also have like, you know, you as a reader, you have the characters that you're already familiar with, and you're like, well, it's probably not them. But then you also know that Kira as a character is like, yeah, no one is safe but Jen. Like, our history doesn't give you 100% trust with
and especially because the book opens up. Yeah, and it opens up saying like, hey, there's doppelgangers now. So like, it might be a character that you know, but like, are they real?
Yeah, and all the ways they're trying to test that and everything.
Yeah.
And then you also just have, what is it, the 43?
Yeah.
You have the complicated trust there too. And what's the brother that
Palace?
Yeah, I love him. He's such a mess, but I love him.
I love Palace. No.
You need a messy family member.
Yeah. Well, and also I like his type of messy family member, because he's not the problem child per se that he appears to be. Like, he's not oblivious or obnoxious in the sense of like he's just immature. He's not immature, clearly. And I think family members that are immature are what really bug me in books, because I'm just like, like, we should not be dealing with this. This is ridiculous. With him, it's like he's such a problem child, but also he does know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Most of it's a defense mechanism.
Right, exactly. And I don't mind that.
Which is kind of explained when you learn that like he was like the sunshine of the group, and then was broken. So like it all makes sense for his character to be like, okay, this is all a huge defense mechanism, because when he was so sweet.
So well, the other thing is like he never directs any of it at someone who can't take it.
Yeah.
Right. So the power dynamics are never off.
Right. And he's
letting go.
Almost in between like a class clown and the, you know, most lethal person you're ever going to be around. It's like an interesting, because he's messing with you, but like
he means it, but also he
really carefully doesn't come back.
He's also like in some ways so much like Kira, and she doesn't see it. And so when they butt heads and she gets like so annoyed, like she doesn't see that like
it's so interesting getting to see Kira and Jin. It's not quite the younger sibling dynamic, but they are the youngest, and it's just fun. And I also
he's the middle child.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that we're getting more of them. You know, that the 43 are entering into the world more, becoming less mysterious, less don't say a single word about us, you know.
Yeah.
He's also a good contrast with Alexander as well.
Yeah.
100%.
Particularly in this book.
And that's like another thing with the 43 and stuff that I'm just like, we gotta like, there's gotta be several more books. I just don't see how we wrap this up soon.
Yeah, especially when you like add in the fact that they're like spliced from, like they have attributes from other. So I'm like, you have other species that at least need to be like introduced somewhere so that we learn where some of these things came from.
Yeah.
Like we don't even know.
I mean, this entire book is a vehicle to move into that.
Yeah. There is a line in this book that is haunting me. It's towards the beginning, I think, where they talk about how there is a face that nobody knows.
Oh, yeah.
And I need
okay,
desperately to know who it is. I spent like the whole book trying to figure out who it was.
It's funny. I have not the slightest clue.
No idea.
If it's a perfect stranger to us, I'll be like, okay. If it's someone we've known the whole time, I'll be shocked. Like, I have
no idea. But it is haunting me. Like, I think about it like at least once a week since finishing this book.
I haven't thought about that at all since I read the line.
I don't know why that line is
like, that checks out. Moving on.
But you know, I think now that you've said it, the fact that it's even brought up, it has to be someone that we've at least been introduced to.
It's got to be somebody interesting.
Because you wouldn't get this far, mention that, and it be no one that you.
But now I'm suspicious.
Really, but I find it really unlikely that it's another person with strong ties to House Rourke, right? Because we already have Graydon. Yeah, and even though you leave your house and you serve the Emperor, it's just there's.
Do you think it's the Overlord, and that's why they're so anxious to have Kira?
No, I don't think so. Because I don't think it's anyone with.
They're so close already, like Torvald and
yeah. Well, they're like some of their oldest friends. They've been friends for like 1,000 something years, which is crazy.
So if he's a secret face that nobody knows because he's running Roak because there's no one to take his place,
I feel like that would be undermining the Emperor. I forget his name, Tortlin or whatever. I don't know.
Bonkers theory. It's Talon.
That was my thought for the whole book. I'm like, is it Talon?
Like, but see, I don't think it matters which house because they have to.
I think it does.
I mean, I don't actually think it's Talon. I think it would be fabulous if it was him.
Yeah,
but the other he's already Rourke spymaster. He can't be the Emperor's face.
What if it's Dylan?
Be Dylan because he's the Emperor's heir, right? Or is that not a thing?
No,
Dylan's not the Emperor's heir. Dylan's protecting Jin.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Be a face.
Yeah.
That could be. That's actually a really good guess, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm a smarty sometimes.
I finished the book.
I have like 3%. I'm almost there, guys. Almost there.
I was like, the other one that I was thinking of was the healer that she was with.
What?
That Kira had to work with. Because I was like, it's going to be like,
if it's going to be so that's you guys aren't listening.
But at this point, we don't have enough people from other houses.
Yeah,
would have as big an impact.
Thing. How many other houses are there? There's like
hundreds.
What, 5 of the biggest ones, and then you have like a lot below that, and there's like just no way because there's how many faces? 5. There's just no way. I don't think that you're taking 2 simultaneously from the same house because you have to assume. Like, we know that basically the job ends only with death, but you have to assume that sometimes that does happen. So one emperor probably doesn't have the same 5 faces for their entire reign. And we also don't know if they roll over with a new dynasty or if they're,
My question then would be, how are the faces chosen? And if they're purely chosen by the emperor, probably they would choose one from each house.
I think it's.
But if it's not chosen, if they're not chosen that way, if it's the Maeve or.
I think it is chosen by the emperor because they represent him. Yeah. But I think part of the ability to maintain your reign would have to be not choosing everyone from one house and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like choosing your faces could be part of your downfall, obviously he's been the emperor for forever, so we don't really know about the others, but isn't he considered to be like a particularly good one, or did I make that?
He's been ruling for thousands of years.
Yeah.
But like it's also like everything else in their society is dictated by the knave, or however you pronounce
And
it.
we also know that Graydon is his youngest one by a lot, which means he had to have had somebody before Graydon.
Yeah.
So
but
I don't know. The emperor might choose, but I suspect it would have to be guided by.
Yeah, but that's still
which,
not by the houses or the overlords or any of the other political players. But you're right in that most of the way that their world works is directly kind of hand in hand with the life force of the planet.
The
Even
the
Empress,
yeah.
You can't be the Empress because she's like a high priestess or something, basically.
Yeah,
right?
She's technically not the Empress.
Yeah, she's not the
Can't
Empress.
call her that.
But so I think that you could be right, but I still think that doesn't cancel out what I said, because in my mind it's like it's the emperor. It's not like a vote or by the other houses and stuff.
It's just one of those things that, like, if I think about this series now, I think about that moment. I'm just like, I need to know. I don't like that it's dangling there.
If we're being told there's one we don't know about, it means something. So,
I mean, if we learned about that in this book, and we got introduced to Dylan in this book, and Dylan is so powerful that everyone's like, backing away and letting him do whatever he wants. And then obviously, the emperor and everyone around him really wants Jen to be safe and values Jen. We know that.
And the fact that Torvald was just like, okay, as long as you take Dylan with, it's fine.
Right.
Seems to be
right. Which I think makes sense anyways with a sword and shield type thing. But it does appear that he would.
Yeah. I feel like it would be easier to convince him if it was a face,
Mm-hmm. And even amongst his elite peers, he seems to be a little higher. So, fascinating stuff.
Also fascinating was Harlow basically enabling Kira's behavior.
I love him. He just is like the perfect family member. I'm like, oh, yes. And it's just one of the things of the series that makes me so happy that, like, yeah, she has some opposition here and there, but like the people that need to be on her side are on her side.
Yeah.
All the way. And I
just that line of, then we'll just have to make sure he doesn't find out. Off you go.
He's just, and they're similar personality wise. Like, he's old and has been touched by grief and stuff, so he's gone through his own things. And then Kira, obviously, with the camps, was molded by that. But still, like, you can really see their personality types. Overlapping there. My husband just sent me a picture of my dog with glasses on. So
love that.
It is from the toy doctor set that the girlie got for her birthday.
That's so nice.
Nice.
What else can we talk about before the ending?
The merry band of people that Kira ends up having to shepherd through.
What are we talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm forgetting names.
Well, context.
Who was the guy that got kidnapped?
Caius?
Yes. His group of.
Oh.
people
Yeah.
and all the betrayals.
Yeah. Honestly, we didn't bond with them the way that I thought we would.
No.
Which is why I knew that they were, which was a dead giveaway that half of them
Yeah,
would end
I
up
was like, are we
When
not going to be on the same side, guys?
yeah. I will say when we thought that the golden retriever dude got blown up by the gate, I was very sad for a
I
second.
was like,
So I
what
was
the frick? I know we're this many books in, but you can't be
but I
killing off
was like,
one.
he's
Like,
so funny.
no.
He drives Kira crazy. So you can't do that.
I really liked him. And I did think that he was like side character enough.
Yeah, that I was like, she could do it. Yeah.
Also, like, but we like him. I hate that you're doing this. Like,
Yeah.
I guess
He
not everybody is safe, but
he could become an excellent major side character,
Yeah.
but now he can't.
It was I was happy to see him alive though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I also still appreciate that she always like also shows all of these people failing, because I think with a lot of these types of like high fantasy or high sci-fi, like the main characters feel invincible, and like these main characters fail all the time. And like pull out by the skin of their teeth, and then are just like, I have no idea how I made out of that one alive, but I'm gonna pretend like it's on purpose.
Like Ilona Andrews is really good at that too, where it's like, yeah, we almost died with the last one, and yeah, this one is more powerful, but we're gonna make it work barely.
Like when she falls into the pit and
that was crazy.
Yeah, and she's like dangling by her fingertips, and then she's just like, I'm just gonna say the word and like hope that gets me out of this, otherwise I'm dead. Like,
certain death, possible death. Possible death.
Okay, like, sorry to just like blast in here, but they just took out Soraya, and I am so happy. Because I've wanted to murder her this entire book.
Priestess?
Yeah.
So the fact that Jared took her out is actually really nice. I can't lie. But like, I'm just so glad she's gone. Like, I'm really almost there, guys.
Yeah.
It's just nice that Jared has just maintained being Jared, even when doing something that everyone likes.
Yeah.
No, there was, with what we were just talking about, like there was that line where someone, who was it that said to Kira, I can't remember, Jin, you've never met a problem that you couldn't solve by making something, you haven't thought that you could solve by making something go boom. Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Characters like that are fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Like that's accurate.
Yeah. There was another one that I was gonna say. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. It felt.
Oh, I liked that. Like Roderick came back around and like ended up being like not a terrible character.
I liked that he's grown.
Yeah. Because it felt like in book 1, like she was so against joining House Luatha, but she also desperately wants family. And so I like that, like they kind of like brought that back around and kind of not like
they haven't completely given up on her.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's still the possibility of that relationship.
They like gave up their claim, but not necessarily the relationship. Yeah.
And they're not trying to be too overbearing, but they're like showing that they do still support her.
And I think it works because I mean, I just think it works really well, truthfully, just all of it. But I like that the house that she's not with but has ties to is just her cousin, you know, who also like wasn't around, didn't lose her, didn't know her parents really, you know, all of that stuff. And then the house that she ends up with, you know, you have her uncle who lost his whole family, including her. And so the cousin like still loves her, but it's not like her grief really, you know?
Yeah.
And it is her uncle's, Harlow's or whatever his name is.
I was also going to say it, like this book in particular, it's good to see House the Life coming into its own and actually
they needed
stepping up in the conversations.
Yeah. They had some work to do, and it's good to see them doing it.
Yeah.
I liked them. I did.
I adored it. Absolutely loved it.
I also
that last little 1 month later, like page and a half, I'm just like, okay, I'm okay with this.
I also want to know more about the kids that they brought back.
Yeah.
I want more. I want more of that.
Yeah, I want them to be okay. And
honestly, I would take a whole side series following like the exploits of saving the kids and all that kind of stuff. Like, I would totally take that side series because I think it could be really interesting.
Yeah,
for sure. Also, that actually just reminded me, it was really cool seeing what is it, Celeste, seeing some of her kids now having grown and being like part of the movement, basically.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So like Elisa's alien kids, like the one that's like
that
weird, like seer or whatever. I'm like, I need more information.
Mm-hmm. We barely got any of them in this book. We need more of them for sure.
Well, because I have, like I said, with the 43 and Kira and everything, like they have these abilities from other.
The 43 that's not the 43 anymore, which
yes.
And so it's like I want to know more about like where's this coming from?
Well, I also feel like, especially with Elise and her kids, we're only going to see little bits of them until more time has passed. So then it's more realistic when they are
not insanely traumatized.
Yeah. Not freshly untrustworthy showing up.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest surprises for me in this book is the reveal with Graydon and what's going on with him. And like the fact that he asked, you know, if I go a little bit crazy, will you still love me? Like,
all
of that was so interesting because it adds this different layer and dynamic to their relationship moving forward.
I think, I mean, obviously it's going to be okay. We know that, but I am curious to see what she does with it.
And there's a lot of really cool things that could be done with that.
Yeah. I like the mirror too of him getting that power from the Mayave that Kira essentially stole from Jin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hers is a bright light and his is black.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to see what it all means. I just love him. And again, in this book, we guys see him that even when it's like complicated and messy and not politically the best idea for them to be together, he's like, hey,
I'm in your bed.
So happy to see you. Let's go to the hotel room.
Oops, I somehow ended up in your room.
Oh no.
Oops, I somehow ended up on your bed, laying like a strapping man that I am.
Like, I just love that he's never like, oh, this is a bad idea, this is foolish, this is, you know, you need to follow the rules. I don't know, like that type of dynamic just doesn't work.
He's just as desperate for her as she is for him, and that's why they work so well.
Yeah. And it's just fun. I just love how, you know, he shows up for her every single time.
I also loved how they made fun of Kira for like getting beat up by the guy like a whole bunch of times, and then you figure out that she like slid a tracker into him and that's why she like got beat up, and like Jin still kept making fun of her and she was like, I did it, didn't I?
That was good. And I am curious to see more of him too. I would like that.
Yeah.
And also now that Shay is definitely done with the book.
Yeah, I need to know more. I want to know who is like on which side. You know what I mean? Like, I get
the 43 situation
is going to be like not the bad guys, but I don't know.
Where is that? Is it a bonus scene or was it in one of the books where you see Gus and Ryan? Ryan's the head of the 43. If I'm thinking of the right name, but that's the guy I'm talking about, right? where you see them like meet in the hallway outside of the Kira's meeting place with the 43 in the last book. Okay, this is like a bonus on her website, I think.
Okay, I'll have to go read
You guys need to read it because I think we're gonna get romance with them, and I
would not be mad at that at all.
Because
the fact that Ryan's coming around now and is directly around Gus, like, I'm not mad.
It's like just a sentence or two, but I'm like,
I'm seeing
the vision.
I just love the concept of Gus's character of like,
oh, absolutely,
poison. So good.
I like that. I think I always just am curious to see what authors do with that power. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah, it is on here. There's chapter 1 and chapter 2.
It was pretty. No, not that. That's the novella that's coming, I think. This is a bonus scene from book 5, basically. Book 5? Is that where they do the meeting place with the 43, or was it book 4? 5. Okay, so you're looking for a bonus scene from that with the sneeze 3. And it's cool because it also shows some more like of the intricacies of the vote that they were doing about whether or not to help Kira.
A deleted scene.
Remember? Yeah. It's good. You guys should read it.
Okay. I will have to do that.
For sure.
But I'm just happy to be back in this world. Like it was so fun. I basically read the entirety of it over the last 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a good world setup.
Absolutely. Forget romantasy. Give me more of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the. I mean, I feel like there's multiple types of sci-fi romance. This is the kind that I really like because it takes the best parts of a fantasy, sets it in space, with romance underpinning all of it.
Yeah. It gives me like the vibes of all of the sci-fi like shows that I would watch just with the romance turned up.
Yeah. Yeah. Shay, have you read Jessie Mahalik yet?
No.
Her sci-fi romances are like what you should read if you like this.
Also, Silver and Blood is great.
They're standalone, so they're interconnected. Standalone. Silver and Blood. I just want my shit real bad, but we're just in here. It's fine. Steph, you would probably like Silver and Blood because it's just a romance set in a fantasy world. It's not really super heavy on the fantasy intricacies. I feel like the fantasy is pretty.
It's more. I would call it more like fairy tale and romance.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
It feels kind of like a grim fairy tale. It's like, oh, we're trapped in the woods because there's like a magical barrier. Like it feels like a.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. But yeah, I still love Jin. I would protect him with my whole heart and soul. And he's not taking care of himself very well right now. So I like that people are there saying, hey, he is in a child's body. You got to let him rest. I know you guys probably brought that up earlier, but yeah.
No. Exactly.
I feel like Jin's always been an interesting character. I mean, we talked about it earlier. Like he never grew up in a body, but he also never really grew up. He did grow up, but he didn't grow up.
Yeah.
And
intellectually he grew up, but emotionally not so much.
Right.
Yeah. So that's also going to have a huge impact because intellectually he can do all of these things, but he's not going to be able to regulate his body yet.
It's also not just like a really smart child, where it's like they are smarter than most of the adults around them, but they are a child.
Yeah, it's not as smarter than the average bear situation.
He has experience too, like his life experience.
And just his level of danger that he brings. Like he can kill you. He can kill a whole bunch of you. And that's obviously just...
He's still the Emperor's child. Like he's still,
And he went through the camps just like everybody else. He just,
He just didn't do it in his current physical body.
Well, you
I
did.
also found it really interesting that Torvald is not surprised by all of his like spawns.
Yeah.
And was just like, hey, you just need to like, so I was like, there's clearly more to that as well.
Right.
That's like
Well,
part of their
like,
powers or whatever.
Jin had made something about like it helps control his like urges,
Yeah.
and he thinks it like helps keep him sane.
Yeah.
Which has
So-
to have something to do with the family abilities.
Yeah, because Torvald
Or
was
it
just
has
like,
to
oh,
do
yeah.
with regulating like the fact
Yeah,
that whatever they call him and want to kill him for. I forget the term right now.
Right. The soulbound thing.
I don't think it's a soulbound thing. I think it has to do with his the fact that he can soulbind. I think it's that ability. It's not that he is one anymore. It's the fact that his
That he
family
can,
line
yeah.
has that ability.
Yeah. But like his
Because
way of just channeling that through the little creatures I've always liked. I think
Yeah.
it's fun.
But also, he didn't always do that. That's a pretty
No,
recent
that's been
phenomenon.
something that happened. Like that
But-
started. The first one came up in what, book 2?
It's when they landed on the planet.
Down the planet.
Yeah.
When he
And
was first
so-
exposed to the Maeve.
I think it has
So
to
it's
do
something with his connection to the Maya Ave. Yeah.
Mhm. And like I said, because Torvald wasn't surprised, I was like, there has to be something with their like ability.
I feel like it's just cool knowing that we will get explanations for everything. It's like, I trust you to know what you're doing, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Especially this one, because I was like, okay, like you've got to do all this, and now you're postpartum. I don't know how old her twins are and stuff, but I know that this is either the first or second full book that she's written after having them, and is it the first? And I mean, Robin, you just went through this awfully recently, but I cannot fathom not only having the creative mind to make this in the first place, but to do that in the postpartum
To do it postpartum, yeah.
and have it make sense and have it be good and have it, still up to the caliber of everything else. I just don't get it. So I'm glad that it was good. I was like, wow.
For sure.
Yeah, insane. And I only hit one. Unless 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just
props because I'm barely surviving.
Right.
Well, it's like you make and it's completely understandable and reasonable, but like you make mistakes like where you put the cereal. How am I supposed to keep track of these characters and what
My brain's so real. Yeah.
That's the thing that I find stunning. What do you guys think about the way I just hold on to everything through like a couple others and then can't drag it out? The Stivati, the guys, their honeycomb thing that we were in.
Oh, that was super cool. I liked
Yeah,
the ship.
I really liked
Yeah.
in concept and in theory, I really, really liked it.
I was a little worried with the whole horde hatching and we would be fighting around, but
right.
I also love the because it gave it a layer of like more, it carries more weight that these are like really, really evil. The fact that like her brain like is infested with this thing, like she's getting nightmares. I'm like, I do like that these bad guys feel like really, really difficult. Like this is a big deal. This isn't just like
gonna defeat them.
Yeah.
Which that being like it's historical record like shows that this has happened before, that is a side effect of that's so interesting. I'm
just like, it just really adds this layer to these being like this isn't just like your average everyday.
And that was just one of them, and we know that it's like not just one of them. I do think, I feel like this really ties into stuff what you brought up a few times, that the planet force is like going to be part of like a major power player in, I don't know, getting rid of the Osiris guys. It's like all connected in ways that we don't like
Because
fully
we know that there was a Luong like on the
right.
planet. So it's like there's some connection yet that we
there's
don't know.
also the New World hatchling thing that was from the trials or whatever. And we know the Osiris were after that as well. Like there's clearly thousands and thousands of years of history, and I don't know. I'm curious.
I loved the little baby. It was so cute.
Always is. What do you guys think we're gonna be doing for the next book? Like, do you think we'll be back on Rourke's planet and back there, or are we doing another side quest?
I think we're going with the 43. Not 43, the 28. Whatever the
29.
29. Whatever number. It was like 32, 47. I think at least part of it, I think we're going to start getting more of their chapters too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I felt like we're going to be seeing them joining society. So we could be centralized.
Because aren't they going to their own planet?
Yeah, because that's what the baby one was, right?
Yeah.
That was kind of their whole.
So I'm wondering if like Graydon and Kira are gonna have to like go and help or something.
See how that would happen.
But I just feel like we have to get the fact that we have introduced that they are going to be starting their own planet. I feel like we have to at least go there for some chapters,
I'm sure,
but I feel like if we get their chapters, it'll be Palace and Alexander. They'll be that point of view characters.
A Gus and Ryan book, then also Gus and Ryan.
I'm curious if we truly.
I don't
POVs or not.
Yeah, I don't think we would get. I don't think in the next book we would get a completely random member of that group's POV. I think we'd get someone who we've been with at some point.
Right.
That or we would start following someone like Ryan, who is our behind the curtain person.
Yeah. I think we're going to, I do think it's like 100% happening that we're getting that novella.
Yeah. Which is why I was like, you could do the novella and then add Gus and Ryan's POVs into the full book because you introduced them into a novella. Like you could add it in after.
But my question then would be, why would you want the novella? Why wouldn't you thread that through the original story?
Yeah, good point.
I don't know.
Usually, I think usually when you get a spin-off with particular characters, it's because you want to add to the main plot line, but you don't want to divert the story off to do it. And I mean, T.A. White could, because I mean, she's included a lot of character POVs. But
have we gotten?
Sometimes it's just for additional information.
That weren't Graydon, Jen, and Kira.
Alexander and Celine have both gotten
directly their own POVs. Okay.
Which is why I think Alexander will keep it, because he was in this book. And I think that would segue into the next one.
Yeah, because Celine opens up a book 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think maybe it depends on what happens in the novella and whether Gus needs to be a big part of the next book, depending on what the storyline is.
And that's kind of what I'm saying is, if like however she does the novella, that is going to like lead into book 5 of like, we need that POV for or not book 5, book 7.
Well, the POVs have kind of been one-offs, right? We haven't really gone recurring POVs from other people besides Graydon and Jen, right? Have we even gotten Jen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jen in this book at the very least.
Yeah.
But
we got a couple, I think, of Alexander throughout the last 2 books. Not a ton, but I think a couple.
Okay.
And we did get one from Torvald.
Yeah. Was it?
Like a book ago?
Hang on. In this one, wasn't it Alexander who's the one whose house is trying to make the most inroads with him?
Yeah.
So
They were with
I think if anyone, it would be his POV. I was trying to remember whether it was Alexander or Pallas, but it was Alexander.
Yeah, it was Alexander. And also their house reputation is quite interesting.
Mhm.
Compared
Because they're not like the evil ones. They're just kind of like, we don't participate.
Because why?
Which would be interesting, I think, for him to interact with them.
Mm-hmm.
I am just curious, like how much more we're going into Tuon society and continuing to play with the house politics and stuff and getting that lined up to be able to take on an enemy, or how much we're not doing that and are going.
And that's what I don't know. Yeah, it's like, are we going to just kind of go over to this other planet and like focus on that one? Or are we gonna stay, or are we gonna split? Because I mean, she could easily do.
I feel like it almost has to be. I think if you're going to do the setup for another planet, you need to have the comparison of the current one. Yeah. And we didn't spend any time on planet in this book. We were there for the beginning, and that was it.
Yeah, just the attack, which isn't really.
And if you're trying to compare politics and society setup, you've got to have them side by side. Otherwise, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, right. But then we need a new POV, like central one.
Well, interestingly enough, when I think of the 43 and I think of the main characters, I don't think of Ryan. I think of Alexander.
Same.
I only think of Ryan because I read that deleted scene.
Yeah.
And even then, I think of Pallas and Alexander.
Yeah. And yes, maybe Ryan is behind the scenes, and maybe that is the point of the novella, is to expand what that actually means.
Yeah.
But I would be surprised if all of a sudden he comes to the fore as the main contact, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be the contact at all. I agree. But he is kind of like the de facto leader of them.
But I feel like we need more time with them to even understand the dynamics of what that actually means.
The Emperor, he's the leader, but we don't spend much time with him. Yeah. Like, he's not really our point of contact. I think it will be something like that.
But I feel like we have to spend some more time with Torvald because of Jin moving forward as well.
Oh yeah. Sooner rather than later. I feel like we've already kind of dragged it where they kind of want to have a relationship with him, but aren't really making it happen.
Because every book, Torvald's involvement and presence on page has increased to, like, this is the most we've probably had him on page interacting. And what we were saying before about Jin's powers, like the fact that he even turned around and said, maybe like one, put a hold on it, and if you feel the urge, come and see me.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's going to be like, that'll be a big thing of the next book, because I don't think you can drag that out over too many more books.
Yeah, agreed.
And she doesn't really drag things out either. Like, so I don't see her just suddenly being like, let's just put this off.
No, she sets them up and then she follows through usually in the next book.
Yeah, which is why I feel like the next book, it's almost going to have to split, because the fact that you introduced these two kind of like central things to the war, I don't know how you don't,
And I feel like we probably have to spend a bit of time on planet with House Rourke, and I think you need to address Graydon's divided loyalties. You have to fully address it at this point, and address it in a way that it's addressed for clarity's sake for everyone else, not just for them, because they've sorted it out. They know, Graydon knows where his loyalties are and what he'll do, but I think that's got to be clearer. Otherwise, it just becomes too muddy, and I think you run the risk, not necessarily saying that she'd do it, of making that a too dramatic point at a point that it's unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't think she would.
I don't think she would.
There's too much stuff going on.
I feel like we almost tried to do that in this one, and it blew up in her face, obviously.
Yeah. So, I think, and also the fact that it was set up, but it wasn't really resolved, and that has to be resolved sooner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, they didn't actually spend that much time together in this book.
No, they really didn't.
I definitely, at the beginning of the book, when they go on their own missions, and I was like, Heather's main characters are going on separate missions.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Right. I mean, it's always good when they turn up in the same place and they're like, we weren't supposed to see one another,
But
here we are.
as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, Heather is just losing it.
I was literally like, okay, great. So this is what we're doing. Love this for me. But I don't know. I was. This was not my favorite in the series by any stretch, but also
I can see why though.
It wasn't even like a 4. It was still a 5. It was still what I was waiting for. But
I genuinely think this is the slowest paced book of all of them.
Definitely.
And I don't think it's a bad thing, but it definitely didn't have sort of the same urgency. Sorry, it wasn't the same urgency driving.
I often don't like later books in this series as much because they are so beholden to the plot. You have so many plot things to wrap up that you have to cut out character interactions and things like that. And then also, I mean, I don't know, I'm not an author, but I assume like you've used a lot of your one-liners and your jokes and stuff by the time you're getting to these books. So it's just very, very rare, I feel like, that I'm like, oh, my favorite book in the series is the last one. Like, that's just not really how I am as a reader, I don't think.
I think in a lot of ways, and I definitely don't mean this as a bad thing, because I love the characters, I love the world, it felt like a filler book.
Yeah.
It was setting up a lot. It set up a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because I think you need those books at points, and in the hands of a lesser author, you probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. But there was like, when you have to separate your main characters for a significant period of time to move the plot forward,
it's not,
then you know that there's a lot of setup happening.
It's not filler necessary. It's transitionary.
Yeah.
It's we're at point A. We've got to get to point B. And so we're going to have to write this book to get us from where we are to where we're going.
It had to introduce so many things that like there was just, it had to be very like.
It had to be done, but it's not going to be the best part of the series. It's not.
And you have to get all the characters in the same place.
Bad, but
no, it's like it's still in my top 5 books of the month.
Yeah.
It was so
like I said, there were so many things that you had to bring in to get everyone in one spot. You had to bring in the 43. You had to introduce the fact that there was this split. There, you had to introduce the Jin thing. You had to there were so many things that she had to bring together.
Yeah, and honestly, like a lot of the little things that we were doing, I also didn't care as much about. Yeah.
I feel like ultimately, if you get to this point in the series, you are invested enough that this book works.
Right. And that's exactly what I said in my wrap up is it would have had to mess up so badly to get a lower rating.
If you, for some unknown reason, were teetering on the edge of the series in books 4 and 5,
which I don't know why I was my favorite.
And those books are so strong too, that like, I mean, ending with the finale of Jin waking up in his body, so strong, and then this one's just kind of like, here we go.
And I think that was part of it.
It's the road trip.
So much happens in book 5. So many things are introduced and so many character things happen. So then to go from that to this, that, like I said, needed a lot of plot things to all.
Yeah, it's the journey.
It's the journey book. Have the emotional aspects of Jen and Elise and what's her face? What's the niece?
Elena.
Yeah, of her being, in significant danger. You've got all of that happening. And then in this one, you're just separate from all of that, basically. Yeah. I mean, you've got Jin, but he's, I don't know.
It's mostly just everyone has to get back to this one spot so that we can
Yeah.
do the next thing.
Yeah. Which again is fine. And sometimes you have to do those moving parts in the grand sum total of the whole.
I feel like that happens even in like series, like shows and stuff like that, where you have that episode where it's like nothing really happened in this episode because we just had to get from point A to point B in order for like the rest of the things to happen.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Because, I mean, you had, if we go little things, you had Ziva and the setup there.
Yeah.
You had Jace's setup on the station.
You had all the stuff at the Hive that you had to introduce all those characters.
You had the separation of
the 43, the
Brayden in his own thing, Jin's storyline, Rourke's storyline, where you know the house is under attack.
Yeah.
The not empress.
Yeah. So like there was all these little things.
Religious zealot.
Yeah.
And you've got space pirates, you know, raiding things, and then you also have the through line of the children being disappeared, and
the wanderers are going to be brought back into society.
The traders within the Tuan as well.
Yeah. And then also not just Jace, but everything that's happening at that station. The generals, Elise, you had to have like a whole random scene where like we make contact with Elise.
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of things that was like we need to touch on every one of these, but we can't really be here.
Especially because now that we know like how difficult of a like adversary this is, you need to be setting up the fact that like this isn't just a group Kira and her band type of thing. This is like need the wanderers and all these humans and
coming together to try and survive.
Which is probably another strong indicator that they have to spend at least some of the time back on planet because they actually need to bring the houses together because they're going to need to work together.
And I want to spend more time in Tuan society without it just being antagonists. You know, I really want to see some helpers showing up and it not just being, well, our house is great, but like there's got to be allies other places. You know, I can't only be people that like Kira that care about society as a whole. I really want to see more of it.
I have a feeling that we are going to get another POV or two because especially as we bring in the new characters and then the generals as well. Like I think as we start bringing in those characters, like you have to add another POV because everyone can't be together all the time. Like there's going to be too many moving pieces. So I feel like at some point
I also don't love going off with other people in my POV.
I don't think it would be a lot. I think it would be kind of like how she randomly does like the Alexander or whatever. Like, but I think you have to do it in order to bring in.
What I always think of is Throne of Glass and how we started off with just Selena or whatever her name is. And, you know, the first like 4 books or whatever. And then we're just with like random ass people that's like what, and then you love them, you do like love them, but then it's like every other chapter is like, oh, we're back over here again, like,
and then what is it like 8 books in she's like, just kidding, throw all of those away and we're gonna do something new.
That was wild. And like again, it's one of those where it's not that I dislike the ending of the series, is that the first half of the series I love, and then by the time we get to the end, I'm like, well, I mean, we're gonna have the final battle, but is this like the best thing? The best part of the series?
I don't think it would be like as much as like any, but I think she has to at least give some glimpses so that you are at least getting to see what's happening, because how else do we?
I don't know.
And that's probably it's probably the tricky thing with creating such an expansive world is eventually you cannot stay in one spot.
Exactly.
Like if you stuck this with a traditional sci-fi romance format, you would stay wiki protagonist and that would be it. But that's not what she's literally made it a massive world. So you have to expand with that. And that I suppose that's why I don't think we'll get that many new point of view characters, but I think we'll get a couple.
Yeah. Especially when you are literally expanding the world. That is part of your plot, is you are expanding.
Because there's no reason for Kira to be in all of these places.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost easier if you're doing interconnected standalone romances.
Yeah.
While following this plot, but you've already committed that that's not what we're doing. So
yeah.
Exactly.
Which is why I was like, as you bring in allies, because I mean, you're talking like they can't just like pop over to these other solar systems. So it's like you're bringing in.
There's just
you have the humans and the Tuan and the wanderers and the generals, and like they can't all just be like hanging around.
I don't envy her trying to bring all this forward.
No.
But I mean, I couldn't have read.
But her planning must be immaculate, is all I can say.
I couldn't have written one book, nonetheless.
Watch Spot Run. Like, let me tell you, it's not good. We would not have made it this far. But also, just like, I am not an imaginative, creative person in this way. Like, my daughter is like, tell me a story. And I'm like, once there was a girl, she went to sleep. The end. Like, it's not good, okay? Like, I can't do it. There's nothing there. I reach into the answer and nothing comes out.
Why books exist. Because there are some people who do this, so there are some people who just don't.
I cannot make up a story, guys. I'm a consumer. That is my job.
It's like whenever people are like, did you figure out the ending? And I'm like, no. Literally never.
I mean,
so I have to teach writing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this doesn't.
Here's the rules, but that's all I got for you.
We're going to grab some of those really great picture books. We're going to let these authors teach us how we write good stories, because I cannot give you a creative plot to save my life.
Can't do it. It's not me. And that's all right. But truly, it is just like mind-bogglingly impressive to me when people can map this out and have it be interesting and have you care about those characters. It's just amazing.
Yep. Alrighty. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about? Have we missed?
I don't think so.
I think we got everything that I deeply cared about in the book.
Yeah. Now we're just waiting on book 7.
Yeah. But that's okay. We'll do a live show,
whenever
that's
out.
Well, whenever the novella comes out.
Well, yeah, that too.
Since it is a novella, I am hoping it would be out this year, since
she's already posted chapters.
The first 2 weeks of, and she said because I was just reading, she said she already had 11 chapters done before she started posting them. So,
well, that's always a good sign.
It should be out this year, but we'll see.
Hooray!
So we shall.
And I'm
Sorry.
reading 2 of her ongoing series. So, like, I'm also waiting on Aileen Travers or whatever that is. I'm waiting on that next book. So,
like, not only is she keeping this one straight, she's keeping multiples of these straight.
Mm-hmm. She has 2 finished series and then 2 ongoing series.
Yeah.
Look, I have a lot of books that I'm looking forward to reading this year, but the really sad thing is all of my most anticipated books released in January.
The good news is,
and they're all parts of series.
Tell me it's coming. I believe in you, Steph.
At least, like, the things for later this year just haven't been announced yet. So,
yeah. Right.
Something will come up.
Well, my next eyeball read is right here. So
nice. My next really anticipated release is All Hell Chaos. But Steph DNF Long Live Evil, so she doesn't get in on that.
I can still listen to you talk about it, Heather. It's okay.
Oh, you need to read.
It's okay. I did get to put in my request for a physical copy of This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me, so we'll see if I get approved for it.
I hope
Yay!
you do. I actually
I also need to read that one. I think that's my next Kindle read.
Well, it's
so mad that I got the audio and not the ebook because I haven't had any audiobook time.
well, I got the audiobook for Still Into You instead of the ebook. I'm like, which is what happened last time with Erin Connor, which is quite
Interesting.
I'll be curious to know how the audiobook is because it's all about music. So
her first audiobook was good. I really liked it.
I just got the free preview of This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me. That's like the first 150 pages and stuff because I wanted to see if the first 50 pages is cleaner than it was in the arc or if it's still like trudging through info dumping. I just want to know.
Yeah. Well, the publisher here who's publishing it, they really only send me T. Kingfisher books. So I'm like, you haven't worked out that I am just a romance reader. So maybe they'll give it to me because it leans into that.
Yeah. I can see it being for fans of T. Kingfisher, so maybe that will work in your favor.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. It'll be a finished copy that I get, and they'll probably give it to me after release date if they send it to me. So
I mean, a win is a win, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm dying to know what you think about this stuff. I just need to know how you fare with an Ilona Andrews fantasy.
But they write fantasy, and this is the thing. Like, and I never explain this well to people because I had someone question me on why I say I don't like dark romance because to me, dark romance is a very specific thing, and I read things that are dark.
I feel like you do like,
and I read.
Talking about.
Sorry.
I don't feel like you do like dark romance at all, knowing which books you like. So
no, I don't mind books with darker themes. But
yeah,
I don't like bullying. I don't like anything where excuses are made for the main characters to be bad to each other, horrible humans, and then everything gets forgiven because they're in love. Like to me, that's dark romance.
Yeah, agreed.
Because I think someone asked me why I said I don't like dark romance when I liked the Bride Hunt books, like because the main characters.
No, that's not.
They're fantasy, and they have dark themes because they're violent.
Yeah,
but they're not dark romances.
Right. No, totally.
And it's the same with fantasy and fantasy romance. I will always prefer something that leans more into reality with fantasy elements. So because I grew up on urban fantasy.
Yeah.
I'm sick of fairies. Yeah. So if you're purely going on, look at this alpha male fairy that we're going to fall in love with, I'm probably not going to pick it up.
Right.
I might, but I probably won't.
Right.
So we'll see. But I feel like I have to do a better job of explaining that to other people because you guys get it because you guys know what I read all the time.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's a difference between reading a fantasy that is dark versus a dark romance. Because like I'm reading the Blood Beneath the Snow Blood Beneath the Snow and Gods Beneath the Ice, which I would say is like a fantasy romance that's like dark, but not a dark romance. It's like,
and I read.
It's violent, like you said, but it's not. Oh, we're evil to each other.
Well, that was like that one Scrum novella where it was described as dark romance, and it was, as a matter of fact, just romantic suspense. There was not a single.
I can do romantic suspense just fine. Dark romances.
I was like, bestie, like, great book, but I don't think you've ever heard of romantic suspense because that is what you're writing. This is not.
The heroine is being stalked and kidnapped by somebody that is not part of the relationship.
I was so confused.
And we're way off topic for this live show, but I feel like there's a misunderstanding of the subgenres of romance for people who literally come in and only pick up books based off what they see on social media and what other people say, because I feel like you have to do your research into what those things mean. If you're not reading widely in the romance genre, you have to you actually have to read up on what it is before you say what something is.
When you learn
And-
these things through context, like
Yeah.
you get to know the genre expectations by reading multiple in that.
Yeah. And then
But I
listening
feel like
when they tell you what a word means.
But I feel like there's all those. I mean, they probably technically are classed as dark romances, but the serial killer romances, where the whatever. But they wouldn't necessarily all fall under the dark romance umbrella. They would fall under romantic suspense and
The
possibly
serial killer is
darker because
There can be serial killer rom-coms. Let's be for real here, people.
Yeah,
like
if
that doesn't
he's
automatically.
well, and that's
Bryn
the whole
Weaver
point
does
of
it all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. They're the ones I'm thinking of, because then you have the trope of the morality chain, which is a bad person, but their person is their person, and they don't do anything
Yeah.
to hurt them. And that's
I
the
love a good
premise
morality
of
chain. Those are great.
Yeah.
it. Doesn't make it a dark romance because that's
Right.
a character trope as opposed to a genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find it really fascinating that I had to learn those tropes, and now I feel like I just see it happening again, except there's not much conversation about it. It's like, oh, this is really dark. I'm like, oh, honey, that's not dark.
Honey, you really know.
I think the problem now is that people use dark romance to like
It's an umbrella.
forgive things. Yeah.
Mm.
Be like, oh, he's a terrible person and does all these awful things, but it's dark romance.
Dude, I was seeing a TikTok marketing their book, and their book is basically that they're vampires who are morally black. Okay, well, what that means is that they like torture thousands of innocent people, and like I'm like, your morally black character cannot be committing a genocide. Like that's not
No.
that's what are you talking about?
I'm sorry. If your hero's committing genocide, he should not be your hero.
Like, and you can't condone it or excuse it with, well, he's morally black, and what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You
This is
can't
like whenever-
Genocide is never okay, period, end of story.
It's like when the like slaver romances and people are like, but it's a dark romance. And I'm like, it's still
It's
It's
still
still
not
wrong.
okay.
well, and even
that as a-
though, depending on the book,
I'm not talking captive. I'm talking
Right. but even that, theoretically, it's still the dynamic between the couple.
Yeah.
And then this is like,
Yeah.
well, no, you're just marrying the dictator that kills everybody for fun.
That's why I'm just like every time I hear dark romance now, I'm just like, is it actually dark romance, or is it something that someone shouldn't have written that you're
Yeah.
That you're trying to justify, yeah.
It's often.
it's often
I just saw one of those classic ones on my Instagram feed, the balance one.
Mm.
And I was like, in the year 2026, still like
still come around. Still come around.
as if we didn't.
All right. Well,
But
I've
it's-
gotten the text from the spouse that it's time to eat, so I need to bounce.
Oh, good. I'm
Have a good
going
night,
to end.
y'all.
I'm going to have a good night. I'm going to end the stream, and if we need to continue, we will continue. I swear. All right. Let's see if this is going to